I've lectured on this kind of before, but I had an epiphany about it in New York that I think was really cool. Which is, a lot of times I talk in metaphors, obviously, because, I don't know why, because I think it's fun. I think when I try to come up with another way of saying it, like for me it makes sense, but sometimes to other people it doesn't. But one of the things that I was thinking about is like, okay, culturally we're obsessed with the climax in life. We are. Everything culturally is about the big bang of some sort. And then I was like, well, but we forget that it's really all about the foreplay leading to the climax. And actually, if you've ever had a climax of any kind, you realize one of two things. Number one is sometimes it's just not that fulfilling. And number two, see, you laugh because it's true. And number two, it's never going to be the answer. It's never the ultimate answer. And so in this way, I'm using this idea of a climax in regards to getting the things that you want in life, which I also call an event. And what's interesting to me about that is like, okay, first of all, you guys, obviously, part of life is about getting the things that you are desiring. That's an actual expression of like our divinity moving in the manifest material form. So it's great to have a movie, a big movie premiere. It's great to be on a TV show. It's great to want the house in the hills, or to have a nice car, or money, or whatever it is. The energetic manifestation of these things, of your desires that move into the physical form. However, because we're so oriented toward the event, we get fixated on it, only living for those events. And if you actually think about your life, if you were able to pull back and like from space and look at your life is actually, from bookend to bookend, is not made up of these big, huge events. Although they are a part of your life, think about it. The minutia in between the events is where you're spending most of your time. And so the way I said it in New York, that it never had come to me before, is we have to start trying to live our lives, the minutia of the stuff in between the events, you have to start living that like the event. Because that's actually it. Another way of thinking about it is like we get so fixated on when those things are going to happen. When I get married, when I make this, when I have the premiere, when this comes out, when I get the agent, when this happens. And all the other stuff that is happening in between those things is also part of getting those things. But we don't really find a paradigm around shifting, finding the joy in the mundane. Because that's many ways how you think of it. It's quite mundane. And I get it. Maybe this is resonating for me because it's just kind of what I'm going through in my life personally and some things. And I'm really trying to like understand that part of where I'm at is also part of the journey. And I get it. It's challenging when you're standing in line at like you're in the express lane, the 12 items or less, and the person in front of you has 50 items. And you're like, this cannot be a life event for me. It is. It's part of your experience. It cannot be easy. I get it. When you get rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection, and you're like, I can't take it anymore. It's also part of what leads you to what's next. So what we try to do, everything is just awareness-based, is you try to have a new understanding of where you are. And you know what happens is when you can find a little bit more joy in between the events, living it as passionately and excitingly to be alive as the event itself, what happens? You actually start to let go of control. You actually start to find yourself to be less stressed. You actually find yourself to be more in letting things reveal themselves organically, like they want to reveal themselves. You actually find yourself to be happier. You actually find yourself to be maybe more forgiving of other people and the challenges that other people face that normally you would have judgments about. So that actually changes the quality of your life. So we've got to stop living our abundant life just when those things happen. And I got a great reminder of it, all comes full circle, at the premiere of Shailene's movie. So after the movie, there was an after party, and I had a chance to talk to her for a little while, and we were catching up, and I was just, it just was like, the movie's like going to be huge, hopefully, and like, there was just a lot of energy in that room, and I just was so, I was so excited and happy for her, and just overwhelmed with how I've seen her progress. But I said to her, I was like, and this was on Monday night, which was a charity event premiere. And then so so that was Monday night, and I knew she was going to have the premiere on Tuesday night, so last night. So I said to her on Monday night, I was like, oh, Shailene, it's all going to be so exciting. And she said, she stopped, and she was like, Tony, it is already exciting. And listen, she's a part of the studio. I know she gets it bigger than, it's not just Divergent. It's actually just living all the other stuff of our lives. So let's not just orient toward the events, people. Let's try to live the excitement of you being alive in between the stuff that is actually the bulk of your life. That's the truth.